We're here in downtown Torrance at Foster's Freeze. Doesn't get any better than this. We're here at the Torrance Farmers Market. Welcome to Spotlight Torrance, where we're exploring your city. I'm your host, Shannon Murphy. Thanks for joining us. Now, in today's episode, we're going to feature the Torrance Sister Cities Association Kashiwa Exchange Program. That's where 8 students and 1 adult leader have made their way all the way over from Kashiwa, Japan to stay here in Torrance with 2 sets of host families. And they're going to be here for the next 18 days. Now, where better to start than at the beginning when they arrived at LAX.
Torrance Sister City members head to LAX with a special mission to bring 8 students and 1 adult leader from Kashiwa, Japan on the last leg of their journey to Torrance. TSCA members and previous Torrance exchange students are armed with posters to welcome each of the students as they arrive at the terminal.
No, this one!
Although this is the first time the Kashiwa students have seen their new hosts in person, the meeting is joyful.
We saw you guys on the bus.
Yeah.
We saw your plane.
We saw your plane
I don't want
Kashiwa students came bearing gifts for their hosts as well. The students are quick to capture photos of their beginning adventure. Aboard the chartered bus, TSCA members get the students pumped up as they near Torrance.
We're going to Torrance!
While students wait at City Hall to meet their host families, TSCA members share yet another American tradition.
We all have one big high five.
One big. We don't know high five.
Put the hands in. Torrance Cross Kashiwa.
The students will have plenty of time to soak up even more of our local and national culture during their 3-week-long stay. For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
Now from LAX, the students met up with their first set of host families, and then it was quickly back to the Nakano Theater, where we met up with them for the welcome reception.
The Nakano Theater set the stage for the Kashiwa Exchange students' arrival. TSCA President Warner Willoughby gives us a brief overview of what lies ahead.
Well, we are going to host, Torrance Sister City is going to host 9 individuals, 8 students and 1 adult leader from Kashiwa, Japan for 18 days. And we're going to take in all kinds of sites here in Torrance.
And the students couldn't be happier to begin their adventure in Torrance and around Southern California.
I'm here with 2 Kashiwa Exchange students, and have either of you been to America before? Have you been to America? First time?
First time.
First time?
This is my first time.
Yeah. Excited?
Yay!
So I know you have a lot of things planned, throughout the couple weeks that you guys are going to be here. What are you looking forward to? What events are you really excited about?
My major is pharmaceutical, so I'm looking forward to meeting with American pharmacists and visiting American pharmacy.
Okay.
I like play basketball, so I like play basketball with Torrance students and Torrance people.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Are you gonna dunk on them? You gonna jump up and dunk? Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you scared or nervous being away from home? Is this the first time you've been far away from home?
A little.
Yeah.
But everyone is very kind, so I'm happy to go here.
What about you?
At first, I was a little bit nervous, but now, because my host family was all nice, so I'm so excited.
The Kashiwa students' trip to Torrance is actually the second part of the exchange. The TSCA students kicked off the program with their own trip over to Japan.
I'm standing here with Vanessa and Amiko. They just came back from Japan, and now they're hosting the Kashiwa students. First off, tell us, how was it in Japan? Was it your first time?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
And how was it? How was it different? How was it similar? Tell us about it.
Well, the whole trip just in general was amazing. It was definitely a trip of a lifetime. Just everyone in Japan was so welcoming and so wonderful towards us. They just made the whole experience just great. And, we all have friends that we're going to have for the rest of our life. So,
I wasn't ready to come home for sure. I feel bad saying that for my parents, but I had a great time there, and it was just like home. I mean, the host families there did their best to make us happy, to make sure that we felt like safe, but at the same time we were having fun. And Japan is just such a polite and like great country. Everybody just accounts for each other's feelings, and everyone makes sure to like stay on the left side of the escalator if you're not going to be walking up, and leave the right side open for people in a hurry, and it's just so great there.
I wish more people here did that.
Yes.
It sounds like you guys had a great time, and then now you're hosting students that came in. Did you know the students when you were over there, or have you met them before?
We just met them when we went over, and we did spend, I think, 2 or 3 days with some of the students that were able to come on certain days. Like, we had a student day where we had park events, and we played games in the park and had a picnic. We also went with them to Disneyland, and they also came with us to our trip to Nikko, which was the city where we did a lot of hiking and walking around and checking out temples, so they went with that. So we have had some interaction with them, so they're not brand new faces, but I guess when they're here, we'll be able to interact with them way more and just be able to really get to know them better.
And same with you, you've known the students before when you were there?
Yeah, so we received the names quite a while ago actually, but we never really had a personality to match with them, and a lot of them were still in their school sessions, so we didn't get to really spend a lot of time with everybody, but we did get to know them by at least the few hours that we spent together at like banquets, the welcoming banquet and what they call the Sayonara banquet. So I'm just looking forward to getting to know them a lot more as we try to make this summer one of their best summers yet.
Ken Srivastava had been to Japan before, but this time he had a new experience.
So I've actually been to Japan many times with my mother. She's from Okinawa, the southern part of Japan, but this time around we went to mainland Japan, and it was really eye-opening. I learned a lot more about the culture that I hadn't previously known, and I saw many different sites thanks to this wonderful program, and I just got a great experience. I made new friends across the other side of the world, and it was just, I learned a lot, and I hope to someday go again, maybe for study abroad or something like that. It's really opened my eyes to new cultures, and I really enjoyed it.
With as much fun that the Torrance students had in Kashiwa, they're looking forward to returning the favor here in Southern California.
There's a lot of great events planned. What are you guys looking forward to most?
Oh, that's so hard.
I know there's quite a bit to choose from. Maybe just the top 1 or 2.
Going to Universal Studios and going to the Dodger game because they're getting to eat Dodger dogs, so real American food, and it'll be interesting just to see like what they think of American food. So those would be mine.
I'm looking forward to mostly spending time with as a host family, and also going to the beach because the area that we were in Japan called Kashiwa, there's not really a beach anywhere nearby, so we really just want to show them like what it's like to live in Southern California and how lucky we are to be next to these nice beaches and everything.
What's a couple of the highlights you're looking forward to?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is kind of the San Diego trip, because it is a 3-day trip where the students all go together and we kind of stay in hotels together, and it's kind of a real bonding experience because we kind of separate to each of our own respective homes each night. So this will be like a 3-day trip together. We go on a road trip, we go tons of places, SeaWorld, whatever, and then just do all sorts of fun stuff. So that'll really be like one of the highlights, I think, of the whole trip for them.
Guests grabbed some of the great food offered at the potluck dinner, and then it was into the auditorium for the introductions of all the students who participated in the exchange program. Gifts were presented before the entertainment began. First up, the Torrance students. Then the Kashiwa students treated us to 2 different dances. Even the Kashiwa adult leader got in on the fun. Masahiko was previously here as a delegate during the TSCA 40th anniversary. This time, his visit has different requirements.
Yeah, I had a tour around Torrance, and I've been to many places, but this time I came here as a leader for students exchanging program. That's why that is big difference, I think.
18 days might not seem like a long time to be away from home, but if it's your child, you might have a reaction similar to Ken's mom, Rika.
I missed him so much. But it was the first time he has gone to away from home for 3 weeks. So we missed him very much. And I'm very thankful they came back safely and they had a wonderful memory. I'm thankful.
All right, so Dave, this is father of Amiko. She said she had a great time over in Japan, and now she's looking forward to hosting the student here. How about when she was gone to Japan? How was it for you? Were you really sad, or were you happy?
Well, I was sad when she first left, but as we started getting the daily reports and the photos of all the activities that they were involved in, it was exciting. Really a great experience, and it was fantastic to see all the wonderful things that they were doing with the delegates and the hosts in Japan. They took great care of these guys. They were like celebrities.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And now she's back, and you're going to be hosting your own student. Tell us about it. Are you excited?
Yes, we're going to be hosting the second week, and we're looking forward to the student that's staying with us is Yuri.
Yeah.
And we're trying to decide what kind of activities to do with her to show her kind of the culture and the lifestyle around Southern California here. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a new experience for us, but we're really looking forward to it.
The Kashiwa students perform a traditional Odori dance to close out the welcome reception, as we head back to the Sayonara banquet to catch up with Mako and Kaori to reflect on their time in Torrance.
Now, part of the Sayonara banquet is the Toyota Museum was open for everyone to come in and check out all the cool cars. How do you like them?
I saw many cars in Torrance, and I was surprised. One of my host family has 4 cars, just one family. So I was so surprised.
How many cars do you have back in Japan?
My family?
Yes.
0.
Okay. And how about your time that you've been here now for over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks? How was your time here in Torrance and California, United States?
At first, I was nervous because my English is not good enough, but host families and Torrance delegates were all kind to us, so I enjoyed my staying.
This is a first trip go abroad, but I have a very good time because Torrance people are very kind, and here is a nice place. So these days were very fun.
Cool. And I know throughout your time that you've been here, you went to many events, many activities. You traveled around a bit. What were some of your favorite things that you did while you were here?
I liked the trip to San Diego because we went with Torrance students, so we talked a lot with Torrance students. It was so fun.
Good.
I can't
So many to choose, right?
Yeah, I can't choose. But I like square dance.
Yeah.
So with Torrance student and Kashiwa student, we dance so much. So fun.
So do you think you'll be coming back to the United States anytime?
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I want to come back soon.
Oh, soon. Yes. And did both of you go to the Torrance Bakery, where you baked the cupcakes and cakes?
Yes. My picture was on top of the cake, so.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Decoration was so difficult, but it was first time, so difficult but fun.
Well, we had a cameraman out at the Torrance Bakery to shoot all the fun you guys were having there, and Haley Skeen's going to take us there right now.
Mako Sugiyama is getting a taste of local traditions, an experience she'd never find in her hometown of Kashiwa, Japan.
In Japan, typical bakery doesn't sell wedding cakes.
Sugiyama is one of 8 exchange students from Torrance's sister city in Japan. This is an annual event sponsored by the Torrance Sister City Association. The manager at Torrance Bakery has hosted the visit for the past 3 years.
Every year is like the students are different. Like this year they definitely want to be perfect before they decorate the cake.
Kashiwa students today learn the tricks of the trade that the experts at Torrance Bakery have been practicing for years.
We have really a good group of decorators here who are very talented, and I just learned from them.
A longtime board member for the Sister City program, Lori Urich, says Kashiwa has a very different wedding tradition.
A wedding cake is made out of cardboard and highly decorated, and they don't serve that. Obviously, it's cardboard, but there is a space for an actual sliced cake.
Each year during their 3-week visit, students are taken around town to get a taste of local culture. The trip to the bakery is an annual favorite.
This opportunity gives us a chance to share with them some hands-on activities.
And it was more than just hands-on. Each student's cake was topped with their own edible photo. Sugiyama says despite being away from home for the first time, she's not homesick.
No, because my host family is so nice.
Once students put the finishing touches on their masterpieces, they headed on to their next adventure. But Torrance Bakery is open daily for us to enjoy. For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
If you need a cake for an upcoming event or just want a quick bite to eat, be sure to check out the Torrance Bakery at 1341 El Prado Avenue in downtown Torrance. You can also visit them online at torrancebakery.com.
Here we are. We're back with Vanessa and Amiko. We met them at the beginning, and now it's time to say sayonara, and we wanted to catch up with them, right? We want to find out how was the time with the exchange students here. Who wants to go first?
All right, well, I guess I'll start. I'm Emiko Kranz, and I hosted Yuri Masuda. And at first she was really quiet, and so we were a little bit worried that maybe she wasn't enjoying her experience with us. But then I ended up having a movie night with her and my friends, and it was just a really great experience. And after that, she opened up a lot, and I was just really excited that it felt like I was able to maybe help her become more social, and it was just a lot of fun, and I'm very glad to have had this experience.
So I hosted Rikako Suzuki. So when she first came to our house, being an only child, she did mention that we were a little bit crazy and more loud because being in a household of 3 girls and just being loud in America, everything's so loud. I was a little scared for her, and I think she was too, that it might be too much. But I think after one of the ice cream socials, she really came out of her bubble and just was having fun. And she's like, no, I like crazy. Like, it's a whole new experience that I don't see in Japan. You know, I don't have any siblings. I spend most of my time with my mom, so it's very quiet. But it was a lot of fun, and, you know, we got her kind of out of her shell and a little bit more hyped, I guess, to be in America. So it was a lot of fun. And, you know, just getting someone to be really excited about what you're excited about too is really cool. So.
And I know you guys went on a lot of different events and activities throughout Torrance and LA in general, all the way down to San Diego too. What were some of the highlights of the whole trip that you guys had with the students?
I personally really enjoyed San Diego because we got to stay in a hotel all together. Everyone had their own room, so we were all very close together. We also had a lot of fun activities there. We went to the zoo, we went kayaking, we learned about memorials around there and Japanese American history. So it was really great, and it was nice to spend the time with Kashiwa students and Torrance students one-on-one.
Yeah, I think things where it was Kashiwa students, like the chili cook-off, the Dodger game, I think things where we kind of got to interact and also have an American setting in the background just helped us really bond together and grow to be kind of like family, like a friend where you know you're trying to show them the American experience because they've never been here before, but not as an outsider or someone you don't know, but really taking them in as family and trying to show them like everything you do in everyday life, and getting to spend time with them on family weekend I think was really important. I know my family, and I'm sure my host student did too, she expressed to us that we just had like a lot of fun. It felt like she was one of our family members. We went and took her hiking and she just loved it. We knew that that was something that she was a part of back at home. So we took her here to Hollywood and she loved it. She told us how in Japan they kind of did less like really steep and not crazy ones, but here we took her night hiking and she was like, I never got to do that before. So she was really excited, and so I'm glad to find out that she really enjoyed her time here.
Excellent. I know you mentioned the chili cook-off, and part of that too was the big square dancing. Did you guys, get down and show them some moves?
I can't believe that happened, but yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was kind of nervous at first, and you saw the teacher moving so fast, and we're like, how are we ever going to pick this up? But slowly and with practice, we picked it up, and I don't even think it mattered if we had the right steps or not. Everyone was just having fun, laughing at each other, just having a good old time. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very nice, because we had someone out there shooting that event,
Yeah.
And we're going to check it out right now. Haley Skeen's going to tell us all about it.
Torrance Sister City members brought the grub, and the Boots and Bows Square Dance Club brought the groove, kicking off the night's festivities for the students from Kashiwa, Japan. Butch Ide says he and fellow Sister City members decided to provide home-cooked chili and let the Boots and Bows focus on teaching square dancing.
We decided we would do the chili, and then we decided we'd do a chili cook-off, so it would be a contest to make it a little bit more fun for our members.
9 contestants brought their best chili for the Kashiwa students to vote on. Kashiwa leader Masahiko Arai tried the American staple for the first time.
I was very surprised, and every chili so delicious.
The Krantz family took home the champion title with their corn chili.
Congratulations.
After fueling up on Torrance's finest chili, the students hit the dance floor with members of the Boots and Bows Square Dance Club. Dave Donaldson has served as square dance caller for the Kashiwa Exchange program for nearly a decade. As caller, Donaldson leads the group in different steps and routines.
It's a lot of fun. I definitely enjoy it, and I enjoy working with the kids.
And Donaldson says the dance steps he teaches are standardized throughout the world.
If you go to Japan, all the calls will be exactly the same calls that I call here.
Despite the complexity of some square dance moves, Sister City participants enjoyed learning and working together.
Square dancing is a group effort. They interact with different new people.
The Kashiwa students may not have become expert square dancers, but they got a great taste of some American traditions. For Spotlight Torrance, I'm Haley Skeen.
If you want to learn some of these fancy dance moves, be sure to check out bootsandbows.org. Now let's head back to the Sayonara banquet.
Now, I don't know whoever said all good things must come to an end. I think it's just going to be a beginning to some more good things, right?
Right.
But here we are, we're at the Sayonara banquet to help say goodbye to our students that came here from Kashiwa, Japan, and we'll be here again next year to do the same thing, right?
Yes.
That's right.
The Sayonara banquet, held at the Toyota USA Auto Museum, offers a last chance for great stories, pictures, and memories of the Kashiwa students' trip to Torrance.
Well, you know, the Sister City Exchange program with students is just an incredible thing to be a part of. And I've been so fortunate, me and my wife, we did take 2 exchange students, and it's truly a life-changing event. And we those people have been back to our house, and they're coming back next month, actually, in September.
To begin the event, adult leader Stephen Ide had the honor to introduce the student delegates.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Ide, this year's adult leader from Torrance. The next 8 people I'm going to introduce are some of the coolest, most engaging young adults that I've had the opportunity to spend the last 8 months with.
And if words weren't enough to convey how exceptional the students and the time spent with them was, Rachel from the Lobo host family prepared a PowerPoint photo presentation chronicling their many adventures.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, what we were just exposed to really indicates a great time was had by all. That was a magnificent presentation, so thanks again for doing that.
The evening also presented the opportunity for guests to hear from the host families and students themselves to get an idea of what their great time was all about.
Good evening. I'm Yuri. Thank you for coming tonight. I cannot express all of my experience in Torrance. Everyone in Torrance welcomed me warmly. Thank you for talking with me a lot.
During my stay in Torrance, I gained many precious experiences that I can't experience in Japan. We went to the Getty Museum, though I'm not interested in art and I can't understand a lot of English. I enjoyed the atmosphere, and the garden was so nice.
Of course, emotions were running high as the reality of the students' journey to Torrance was coming to an end.
Good evening, I'm Marcos Guillermo. I can't believe it's been already 17 days since
Wiping the tears away, the students performed a farewell song and the traditional Kashiwa Odori. While the students were able to experience so much on their trip, perhaps Councilmember Bill Sutherland sums up the most important lesson learned.
Yes, as much fun and as much education it is for the children, it's equally as fun and educational for us. You don't see the differences in people, you see the likenesses. And every teenager just likes to have a good time, likes to be friendly, and likes to meet people and be considered a friend.
Thanks for being with us watching the special episode featuring the TSCA exchange students and program. Now I hope you had as much fun watching their time here in Torrance as they've had living it. You've been watching Spotlight Torrance. I'm Shannon Murphy. Thanks for joining us. Sayonara!
And for more Spotlight Torrance action, be sure to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/SpotlightTorranceTV. And don't forget to hit that like button.
Everything is too big. I'm surprised.
Too big?
Yeah.